Leader, third party.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, yesterday I asked the Minister of Jobs, Trade and Technology what his ministry was doing to encourage a strategic approach to transitioning away from the reliance on fossil fuels development in northern BC. Honourable Speaker, he talked about the importance of innovation. I agree. But there are barriers to innovation in BC, Honourable Speaker, and those barriers lie in BC Hydro. Take the Borealis geothermal project in Valemount, for example. The member from Prince George Valemount and I have been trying to get government to recognise the enormous potential for this project to showcase innovation in BC's clean energy sector. British Columbia, Honourable Speaker, is the only jurisdiction in the Pacific Rim that isn't using its geothermal resources. It strikes me as a no-brainer. Community support is strong. Valemount is at the end of an existing BC Hydro line, and with glacier destinations moving forward, enhanced local power production on an already stretched and often intermittent line will be required. My question is this, Honourable Speaker, through you to the Minister of Energy, Mines and Petroleum Resources. Can she please explain what her ministry is doing to encourage the use of our outstanding geothermal resources?
Minister, Energy, Mines and Petroleum Resources.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. And the opportunity for geothermal needs to be proven in BC, and there are some companies that are doing just that. They're working to prove up the geothermal resources that have been identified. Borealis is one of them, and as the member will know, and the member for Prince George Valemount, is that they received a permit just over a year ago to start doing that work. They actually have a new permit before the ministry. I look forward to seeing the recommendation from the ministry in terms of how to proceed with that permit so that they can do the work that they've been doing to prove up this opportunity with geothermal.
Leader, third party on a supplemental.
Well, thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, the reality is that on the ground, nothing is being done. Not because of lack of industry or community support, but rather because of cumbersome regulatory barriers and the absence of a champion within this government. Geothermal drilling is being regulated by the Oil and Gas Commission, Honourable Speaker, via rules that don't reflect the practice within the international geothermal sector. There is no ability for geothermal projects to lever existing federal funds without a strong provincial commitment. Our geothermal resources have the potential to diversify and decarbonize BC's energy systems, provide energy with minimal environmental footprint, probably the smallest environmental footprint of any type resource like that, create jobs and prosperity in northeastern BC, and provide a showcase for innovation in our clean energy sector. My question, again, through you, Honourable Speaker, is to the Minister of Energy, Mines and Petroleum Resources. When will her ministry start streamlining the regulatory process and start encouraging, as opposed to discouraging, British Columbia's outstanding geothermal sector?
Minister, Energy, Mines and Petroleum Resources.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. My ministry has done nothing to discourage the opportunities with geothermal. In fact, quite the opposite, Honourable Speaker.
Members.
I'm not too sure why the Liberals are all worked up about this particular issue, Honourable Speaker. It's not like they ever discovered geothermal when they were office. Honourable Speaker, the reality is that there's quite a bit of science here that needs to be done, and it's about a process in terms of actually making sure the resource is sufficient enough, hot enough, to actually generate electricity from it. That needs to be done, and that's exactly what Borealis and other companies who are interested in doing this work in British Columbia are given the opportunity to do. I'm very glad that they're here and making those investments, and I look forward to working with them going forward.